To lose your mind, you have to have a mind to begin with. And I'm not really sure Claire McCaskill has a mind. She is out of her mind. Let's just put it that way. Here she is yesterday on MSNBC saying that Trump is even more dangerous than Hitler. You've got to hear this. Listen up.
Draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler and the use.
She's going down the Mussolini-Hitler road right away.
Of the terminology like vermin and the drive that those men had towards autocracy and dictatorship. The difference.
I think we can all agree that Mussolini and Hitler were bad. Okay, we can stipulate that.
Though I think makes Donald Trump even more dangerous, and that
even more dangerous than Hitler.
That is, he has no philosophy he believes in. He is not trying to expand the boundaries of the United States of America. He's not trying to overcome a neighboring country like Putin is in Ukraine.
Russia!
He is not going for some grandiose scheme of international dominance. All he wants is to look in the mirror and see a guy who's president.
All right. So why is she saying this? Why is she saying this? Because the other day, there are a number of polls that came out that show that Trump is gaining and actually winning against Biden. Let's go to the videotape, or so the report, so to speak. Newsbuster podcast, media panics and erupts at polls showing that Biden is losing. All the panic and tumult and from the flop sweat is becoming public. More and more polls are making it plausible that Donald Trump could actually beat Joe Biden in 2024 and serve a second term. NBC's new poll of more than 1,000 voters is just the latest. It showed Trump narrowly ahead, 46-44, which has Claire McCaskill hitting the Trump is worse than and more dangerous than Hitler button. She's you would like to say she lost her mind, but I don't know if she had one to begin with. Joe on Morning Joe Scarborough also has lost his mind. Let's cut. This was yesterday as well on MSNBC.
Yes. Joe.
So this from a guy who compared, thank you, Newsbusters, who compared Biden to a brain surgeon on foreign policy. This show could be called Wild Pitch. Scarborough claims that Trump would execute his political enemies, which is effectively the same type of attack that Claire McCaskill had.
Biden being the candidate that supports American democracy, and Donald Trump, a candidate who supports a new form of government here.
So, I mean, just to be clear, the left is projecting here. They're the ones that want to destroy your freedom. They're the ones that want to destroy your freedom on every front. We're going to talk more about this in the show today, about crypto and what Elizabeth Warren wants to do with crypto and why that destroys your freedom. Understand they're projecting here. They're the ones that want to take that from you.
It's authoritarian. It's really that simple. You can't compare him to this past Nazi leader or that past fascist leader because he hasn't done that. Well, what hasn't he done? He hasn't done the things that the American judicial system did not allow him to do last time.
So, Joe, the system worked last time? Because we've had a lot of people that would have taken advantage if it wasn't for our American system, which is great, a great system. It's not the best. Could it, let me rephrase. Could it be better? Yes. Is it the best? Yes.
But may very well allow him to do this time, or a judicial system that will be ignored by Donald Trump and ran over by Donald Trump.
He's talking to Sharpton about running over a judicial system. The irony.
To create the greatest constitutional crisis of our lifetimes. Just because he hasn't done it yet doesn't mean he won't do it.
That reminds me of the old Bob Dylan song. What have you done wrong? You're thinking it again, right? You're doing it again. You better duck back down the alleyway.
When he gets a chance to do it. And if he is voted into office.
And that's what's really worried. They're worried that he's going to get another chance.
Then a lot of these people that are talking about literal or figurative or whatever the hell they're saying, you're going to look like idiots because he will do he will get away with, he will imprison, he will execute whoever he's allowed to imprison, execute.
Who's being imprisoned right now as enemies of the state? People that went to the Capitol and got fist bumps from the Capitol Police as they entered the building. Hey, high five. Hey, you want to see the U.S. Capitol? Come on. Those are the people that have been imprisoned. Those are the people that have been imprisoned. Owen has been in prison. All of those people have been in prison. Douglas Mackey is going to jail for making a comical meme. Douglas Mackey is going to jail for making a meme. A meme that was a joke that you can't find. They could not present any victims at his trial that actually thought they voted for Hillary Clinton because of his meme. Why? Because it was a joke. They're sending him to jail. Who are the authoritarians here? Who are the authoritarians? It's them. It's them. Now they're saying Joe Scarborough is basically saying, not basically, let me take a caveat out. He is saying that Trump will execute people, that Trump will imprison people, that this is going to be like some type of Idi Amin, like everyone's going to be at the soccer stadium type of nightmare. These people are out of their minds. There's people are out of their minds. Clay Travis has a good take on this right now. Trump is more dangerous than Hitler, according to MSNBC guest Claire McCaskill. This is the kind of talking point that was always deranged, Trump derangement syndrome. But I think all of this now is a massive help to Trump in 2024. I think that's right, Clay. I mean, the more you have these people that like just go to the absolute nut job extreme, the more this helps Trump, whether it's the crazy prosecutors that are out there or crazy commentators on MSNBC. No one with a functional brain believes this. These people are batshit insane. Yes, absolutely, Clay Travis. One of my favorite Massachusetts, shout out for Massachusetts conservatives, Tim DeFelice. Conservative masshole stands with Israel. This is a pretty good irony, masshole. Hitler killed 6 million Jews. Trump literally has a town in Israel named after him. Claire, right? Excellent point, masshole, conservative masshole, of which there are not. I'd like to consider myself a conservative masshole, but there's not many of us. Not many of us. Why are they so worried about Trump? Why are they so worried? Because they don't want to lose power. I mean, Claire McCaskill also self-projects that because they don't have a policy. Well, I think they do have a policy, but more than anything, the swamp doesn't want to lose power, right? More than anything, the keep the gravy train rolling is their platform. Plus, they can also see Trump reversing one of what they consider their greatest victories, which is the invasion from our southern border. Here is Stephen Miller speculating what Trump might do. Should he get reelected, what he might do relative to the border. Here he is here. Let's bring this clip up here. Let's start back.
The only other detail I'll add to this, and I could obviously talk about it for an hour, but is that President Trump has also said that he would invoke a statute that's been on the books since.
Let me just clarify that he's going to invoke a statute or consider invoking a statute since
the John Adams administration, which allows you to deport any alien aged 14 or older without due process if there's a declared state of incursion, a predatory incursion or invasion from that country.
Well, we can clearly, if Trump gets elected, I mean, he'll make that declaration because we have a declared incursion. That's clear.
So this is an extremely powerful tool that waives due process. And so that would be an additional authority that you'd be able to use to expedite these removals.
Oh, why didn't he do that before? Well, because he closed the border, right? The border was basically closed while he was president. He was building the wall. And now, as soon as Biden got in, they stopped building the wall and they completely and absolutely opened the border. I've told you before, I went to the border. I went down to Eagle Pass, right where Bill Maloogian does those stand-up videos, right down to the boat ramp. It took me like a half an hour or so, or maybe less, actually. It was a Sunday morning. Church bells were ringing in Mexico. You could hear them. And I don't know, maybe waited 20 minutes for the first illegal crossing of the morning that Sunday when I was down there. I just strolled down there. It's easy to right down Main Street, Eagle Pass, and illegal border crosses right away. The day had started. Understand what these far left people are all about. It's about the death of capitalism. They hate capitalism and they hate freedom.